Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be looking at Barcelona's new away kit as has been finally announced. We did get some leaks in the summer and we did talk about it on the channel, but it has finally been announced. And as well, we're going to be talking about Pedri, Dani Olmo as they both gave some interviews to their respective medias, and as well looking at Barcelona's official squad list and as well the Kopa Trophy nominees, as Pau Cubarsi and Lamine Yamal have been included. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get straight into the video. All right, guys, let's get straight with it into the video and let's look at Barcelona's new away kit as it's been finally announced, and it looks so clean, guys. That black kit with the Barcelona logo in the middle, the red Spotify logo, it looks absolutely phenomenal, and I am definitely going to buy that Barcelona away kit. And Barcelona's, their kit so far, the home kit and the away kit looks absolutely fantastic. So so beautiful, and I am definitely going to go out and buy it. But it is a little bit expensive though. I believe the market price for a Barcelona kit right now is roughly 184 euros. That's the kit that the players wear. The kit without the numbers in the back, I believe that's around 110 euros, which is still expensive. But I think it's definitely worth it. And just some more angles and some more photos from the away kit. You see, this is how it looks in the front. On the side, you see the blue line, and in the back, absolutely clean. And hopefully, Barcelona, they are able to win silverware with this kit because it deserves it, man. The kit looks absolutely phenomenal, and we want to win some silverware and have a successful season with it because it deserves it. It honestly deserves it. But now, guys, I'm going to be looking at Barcelona's official squad list for the upcoming season, for the upcoming 2024-2025 season. And it's Ter Stegen, Iñaki Peña, Pau Cubarsi, Balde, Ronald Araujo, Inigo Martinez, Gavi, Ferran, Pedri, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Raphinha, Paulo Torre, Christensen, Fermin, Marc Asado, Pau Victor, Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Frankie de Jong, Koundé, and Eric Garcia. That's Barcelona's official squad for this upcoming season. And as you guys can know, La Liga, they currently, their regulation is that the first team of any club, they can only have a max of 25 players. But Barcelona squad, it's 22. We are short 3 or something players, but that is filled with La Masia players. And, I do have a concern in regards to Barcelona squad. And now I know that Pau Victor and Dani Olmo, they have been the new signings. And, a lot of players from La Masia have been brought up. But I still feel that Barcelona's squad is, thin and relatively worse than last year. And why do I say that? Because even though the squad is playing absolutely fantastic and playing beautiful football, other than the inclusion of Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, which have been like for like replacements of Ilkay Gundogan and Roque, we've let go a lot of French players. We let go of Romeo, Sergio Roberto, etc., etc. And these were players who, aren't fit enough to start for Barcelona, but they are, valuable enough, or they provide enough utility to at least give some rest to the starters, for example. And then we also lost the Joaos, which, even though their time was a little bit mixed, they did provide value to the team and they added goals and assists. That's something that we are going to miss. And the season is long. Barcelona, they are going to have to compete in the Champions League, in La Liga, in the Copa del Rey, and the Supercopa de España. In order for Barcelona to be competitive in all these competitions, we need a good bench. And that's something that Barcelona do not have. Barcelona's bench is just filled with with La Masia players, and I don't know if that's something that you would want in order to maximize your chances of winning silverware. And so, looking at the January transfer window, I do expect 1 or 2 signings. I'm not saying that Barcelona will go absolutely crazy and sign the whole squad, but just 1 or 2 players to reinforce that midfield, to reinforce the defense. Because just looking at all the injuries that Barcelona have at the moment, Barcelona, they're just 1 injury away from having a absolute crisis in that respective position. But now, guys, I want to be looking As some words from Pedri. He talks about Dani Olmo. He talks about his role under Hansi Flick, and as well, he talks, about life in Barcelona and life in, as a professional. And this is what he has to say in regards to Dani Olmo. He says, "I wrote to Danny asking him to come to Barcelona because I wanted to play with him." And that's super super interesting because I wonder if Pedri has told Nico Williams roughly the same thing. Hey, come to Barcelona and everything. But he also continues talking about if they could have played together and that partnership with Dani Olmo. And he says in the Euros, people were saying we couldn't play together, but we always knew we could, and we could get along really well on the pitch. And Pedri, in his new role under Hansi Flick, in which I am going to talk about right now, a little bit further back in the playing in the base of the midfield instead of an advanced midfielder and allowing Dani Olmo to be a little bit further up. I think that combination is working really, really well. But Pedri, he now talks, about his new role under Hansi Flick, and he says, "It's true that with Flick, I'm playing further back, but I like it. I'm in constant contact with the ball, and that's what players want. Flick wants me to be close to the six, to bring the ball out, and when we have it, get forward and assist." And that's something that Xavi also asked him, Pedri, he's very good on the ball. He has a good shot on him, and he has an eye for goal. So whenever Pedri is advanced out on the pitch, make a pass, shoot on target, potentially, score an absolute banger, which he has done in the past. But it's interesting to see, how managers use players differently. Xavi used Pedri a little bit more advanced. Hansi Flick using it a little bit, him using Pedri a little bit further back. Pedri, he now also talks about criticism and handling pressure. He says sometimes things are said that aren't true and they hurt. But when you're a professional footballer, you're always in the spotlight. I'm a calm person, but some people struggle more and need help. You need to focus on your family and the things that make you happy to overcome what's said. And Raphinha, he talked about that, in that interview, which I did talk about on the channel. And if you guys missed that, go make sure to check it out. But Rafinha, he talked about the pressures of playing at Barcelona. He says, "Hey, at times I wondered if I even wanted to continue to play football. This profession, it demands so much from you that if you're not at your absolute best and you're not, locked in, then it could be very, very tough and it could be very, very taxing." And Pedri, he talks a little bit about that, and he also talks about, a little bit about Hansi Flick's management style. And he says, Flick may be serious, but he's very close to the players. He knows when how to give a hug or have a conversation when it's needed, and that's something that you've seen, in the short time that Hansi Flick has been here. He's been very close with the players, and he's been able to, actually manage them. In the game after Valladolid, and in which Barcelona won 7-0, you saw towards the end of the game, one of the first things that Hansi Flick did is that he went to Hector Ford. He said, "Hector Ford, I'm sorry for not giving you minutes." And then Hector Ford he understood that. It's completely normal. Instead of, for example, giving minutes to Hector Ford again, he decided to give minutes to Paulo Torre, a player who barely played in La Liga. And that's something that you have to applaud Flick. Keeping the entire squad happy is something that a lot of managers don't know how to do. They keep the first 11 happy and the one or two or three players who constantly play. But other than that, it's a little bit of a struggle. But now, guys, I'm going to be looking at Dani Olmo's words because he also talks about Hansi Flick, and he says he has played a key role. The position he sees me in, and where I've been playing at Leipzig and with Spain, the connections with players like Pedri or Lamine, it makes everything much easier. And that's why my adaptation has been so quick. He's very clear with what he asked for, and I always try to give my best. And Dani Olmo, guys, he has been absolutely perfect for Hansi Flick. I still think, that he's been a little bit overpriced, and that, he wasn't necessary, but good players, they're good players, simple. Barcelona, with Dani Olmo having the absolute brilliant start to his Barcelona career, we're absolutely going to forget that price tag, and we're not really going to remember what he cost for. And we wish Dani Olmo all the best. He talks about his registration. He says, "I already knew it would eventually be resolved. I wanted to play as soon as possible, but I also knew that situation could happen. In the end, though, it was the dream debut in Vallecas. Barca showed me that they wanted me." Dani Olmo, he now talks about the standards of the club, in which Rafinha also talks about. He says, "Those who haven't seen me play will know that they have now the chance. They have the chance to see me play. With Barca, we have clear goals. anyone who joins this club needs to have a winning mentality. And now he talks about Raphinha. He said, we connected from the start. He's a very complete person, a great person. In the locker room, he helps the young players a lot. And he has also helped me when I arrived. On the field, he's a player I like because he works with the conviction that he will be a great help. And that's something that Raphinha has talked about. He's also said, that connection with Dani Olmo has been so, good and has been basically instant, that connection. And you saw that in the game against Valladolid. They were able to get a goal and an assist. And the combination between the two was absolutely fantastic. And the last thing I did want to talk to you guys about is in regards to the Kopa Trophy nominees, because as you guys can see right now, Pau Cubarsi and Lamine Yamal, two players who have been included to win the Kopa Trophy. And, the absolute favorite and the standout is obviously going to be Lamine Yamal after the year he's had, after, the Euro performance. It's going to be absolutely fantastic to see Lamine Yamal win it. But Pau Cubarsi, also a fantastic shout. And that makes, 3 Barcelona youngsters Kopa Trophy winners out of the 4. You have Pedri, you have Gavi, and you have Lamine Yamal winning the trophy. Absolutely fantastic to see La Masia doing so well. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts on everything to discuss on today's video. Barcelona, they announced a new kit. Are you guys going to go buy it? Or are you guys, potentially looking to buy the 3rd kit or the home kit? Which do you guys prefer? What do you guys make of Barcelona's official squad list? And lastly, guys, thoughts on Dani Olmo and Pedri's words in regards to, their role in the team, Hansi Flick, and some other Barcelona players. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Eso es